Hello, everybody. This is Nick Totaro, Professor of Information Technologies and Computer Science, Lakeland Community College. All right, let's analyze PDF files. Quick breakdown of what PDF files are. Slowly but surely, they have become the de facto standard of printing out a file that doesn't get edited. Now, think about this, and I use this in my classes all the time. You'll start noticing this. When I hand out a syllabus, electronic syllabus, I don't give the electronic syllabus in Word. I put the electronic syllabus as a PDF file. And there's reasons for that. One, you're saying, well, it's the same file. No, it's not. And this happened to me, I handed out a Word. I used to hand out the syllabus as a Word. And sure enough, 10, 15 years ago, a student contested that the due date on the syllabus was different than the due date I was telling them on the website. So, sure enough, I looked at my syllabus, the due date aligned with the due date on the course site. But when the student showed me their syllabus, the due date was different. Now, I make mistakes all the time. I'm constantly changing dates on there, but that's not what happened. And I will go to my retirement believing that the student changed the value on that due date. So there was no way I could have proved that it wasn't me. Absolutely no way I could have proved it wasn't me. So after that, I forgot who, somebody said, do it as a PDF file. And I started to put my syllabuses out a PDF file. Now, could they change the content of a PDF file? Absolutely. But they'd have to have the PDF software, Adobe Acrobat software to do that. And they would have to go through additional hurdles. So by having the file as a PDF, it makes it more difficult for it to change. So we have begun to use this portable document format, that's what portable document format, as kind of a standard to create digital documents. So there may be a lot in there. Now, recap. Let's say, how would I do that now with the syllabus? Could I create a hash value? Yeah, I could do a hash value, but I just do the PDF now. So let's investigate. Let's investigate PDFs and some of the things we can look at with PDFs, right? All right, here I am in my PDF folder. This one's a little bit different than one you may have seen in other videos. I printed several of the documents from other areas as PDF files. And if I can click on them, here is a current catalog. Now, with these current catalogs, 419 pages. There could be a lot of graphics inside there. If I go to the PDF, right now it only showing me as one graphic, but these PDF files can grow out of control. As I said in other videos, there may be experts that will deep dive into the PDF at looking at content and things like that. That's not necessarily our responsibility. Our responsibility is to the bits and bytes and seeing what we can do with the given information. Let's take a look at Godzilla with graphics. Let me click on that. It appears to be a PDF file. Can't really change it. There does appear to be graphics in it. If I scroll down, does appear to be graphics in it. And there is some pertinent information with the username and email address and some other things. Before I go to that, let's take a look at some of the other features in Topsy. Obviously, I can go to the hex and I can see that, yeah, that is the signature for PDF. Text, yeah, it's gutting the text from that PDF file and I can review it. Application is showing me as the native PDF. File metadata, we've really seen this. Data artifact, it's giving me additional information, just kind of extra information associated with it. Analysis. Now, this is kind of interesting and where I'm going with this. Autopsy did a little diving into that document itself and it began to look for keyword searches, for example, the email address or a potential name, but definitely an email address. It's identifying email addresses. In other areas of Topsy, you're not going to get into them, but it will create a list of searchable items. So let's say you're building a bunch of cases and stuff like that. You can search for a hash value or email addresses, or if it's connected to another case. I don't think there's anything in the annotation. Over here, you're not going to see too much, but this is, does this document, not the content, but does the document show up in other cases? Now, let's use our imagination here. Let's say you're a forensics investigator and you literally have hundreds of cases over the course of several years. What if you come across a file that looks very similar to something you saw a while back, but you don't remember? Remember the other things that we can do with a hash value. That is a signature of a specific file. Autopsy will go back to your other cases. It's done during the initial indexing and stuff, and see if any file that has the same hash value is inside your cases. All right, different topic. Let's take a look at our PDF. So anyways, we're only going to concern ourselves with here. Obviously, you see it in other videos. You can look for deleted files. You got to document the deleted files. You got to document any hidden files, any pertinent information that's associated with that. So let's go to our report. And let's go find our graphic, Godzilla with graphics. All right. Okay, Godzilla with graphics. I'm going to say this is, get my hands on the keyboard correctly. This is a PDF file. PDF file of what appears to be a printed MS Word document. Content is a brief history of Godzilla with a black and white graphic. Original document available upon demand. All right. And the graphic should have a tag on it. So if I go to Godzilla with graphic, it's image 01 JPEG. All right. So I got to put that into it. Image 01 JPEG. And we can write something up that the graphic generated, or graphic name generated by Autopsy. All right, we're giving it. And again, we're putting down pertinent information. We're going to be filling in blanks here that we know, and we would clean this up in phase 3. All right. So there's a lot of moving parts that are now going on here. It's not just, and you hear me talk about it in other videos, it's not just, oh, this is a PDF file. What is a PDF file, and what are the considerations that we have to draw with a PDF file? What is a spreadsheet file? What is a Word file? What are all those things meant to do? So then we can look at internally what could be potentially going on there. If it's a printout of an Excel spreadsheet, again, that could go to another investigator doing some auditing. If now, Autopsy did not immediately link this file, Godzilla with graphics, with the original document, Godzilla with graphics, as a Word document. That might be something I want to do in my report, saying this is a printout of the Word document. So let's put that in my report, even though they're not a link because they are two separate documents with two different characteristics, but it was created by Word. So I'm going to go up here, PDF file that was printed in Microsoft Word, and I'm just going to put there you go. just more pertinent information, linking to other sources. If I go back to some other things, you can see that we have a deleted PDF file. We would go through the entire process again, create the evidence, read the particular information, but somewhere in there we have to mention that it's deleted. Some are, let's go to this one. If we go to the metadata, it's hidden, all right? Now, I'm going to keep saying this in different videos. Just because a file is deleted or just because a file is hidden does not mean it is suspect. It just, that's the current characteristic of that given file, right? So don't start saying, well, it's hidden. It must be. No, there's reasons, there's legitimate reasons to hide files. We used to do it a lot in the old Linux world, that we would hide a file and we'd treat it as a trigger. Long story about that. So I'm referencing other videos in this phase 02, right? So I'm not constantly repeating myself. Yes, I would have to, you know what, I need to do that. Since I know the data, I forgot to do that. And here we'll say document contains name Fred O. Rensics and email forensics 0930 at gmail.com. It's been verified. I'll clean this up. Get rid of that link. So again, my, of course I didn't share it. You saw me typing. So there's where I typed it. I'm not going to retype it or redo the video or anything like that. So I verified it. Check other videos about verified emails and things like that. All right. Making a lot of headway. We're looking at different types of formats. Let's keep learning stuff.